Hello guys, how you guys doing today? So so I'm doing good as well, and if you guys are. Anyway, I'm gonna talk about my Grandpa Ray here. So so recently he passed away one night ago. Since since his life was awesome. Since when my brother and I were kids, he used to own a cabin up in Flagstaff to play golf since he's golfed for 60 years. And I bet he loved to play golf, and then he was a business owner at a car dealership. And then he had his dealership called Ray Cordy Chevrolet. And yeah, and we've done, and then like he used to take my brother and I as kids to the train park as a lot, and we went to the Phoenix Zoo and stuff like that. And and um and for 10 plus years we've gone to San Diego every summer. and and the beach house was really nice. And oh yeah, and then he used to like to read books. And then and then he's watched sports all his life, like football, baseball, and basketball, and that's all. And 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 he made good burgers. I want to add that in, since I'm gonna have to miss him though. Miss the burgers, but um, like he was a good cook on the propane grill. And he played bridge a lot, and he used to work out at the country club to go to the gym. And he took a dog on a walk every day. And it was kind of ridiculous how his life came to an end so quickly. Is that like he had like a horrible blood thing in his brain. And then unfortunately the hospital made a difficult decision that they weren't able to do surgery on him to keep his life lasting more longer. And then I had to visit him in a hospital yesterday morning. And then no, not yesterday, Wednesday morning. And yesterday I had to say goodbye to him somewhere at the hospice place right around where I used to live, in the area where I used to live in as child area. By, well, I'm not going to say the location though. But and then I remember that he took us to the Sun Devils football game, and like 2+ years in a row. And they had some good food. And he knew a lot about driving in the rain and driving in the snow. And then since one time when he watched me play baseball, there's that time that it started to rain in the middle of our game, and then I was worried that that was gonna happen, but I knew it was gonna happen since that was back in 2022 that it started to rain, and then we had to end the game early because of the rain. And then he told me to be careful driving in the rain, since I'm always careful in the rain, since I would obey on going the speed limit or underwise. And and back in 2020, before COVID hit, um he and his wife rented a house up in Flagstaff for every family to get together. And then unfortunately they weren't able to bring their dogs because the floors were too cold for dogs, like hypothermia, and that's all, and dogs had to stay home. And it was a fun adventure, and he took us to Arizona, and that's all. And oh yeah, back in Williams, when my brother and I were kids, when I was like 5 and my brother was like 3, he took us to the train area where there was Thomas the Train, to ride the train all over the mountains and stuff like that when we were in Flagstaff. And then we used to watch the 4th of July parade every year for like a few years. And what's kind of ridiculous, how when I was a kid, I used to not want to go to Flagstaff with him and my grandma, but I used to keep crying for one of my parents, which is kind of ridiculous though. But his cabin had a pool table room, where pool table room is like an entertainment room with some trains hanging on the wall. And he had a big rack frame of golf balls, how he played golf. And that house was huge, and I certainly do miss that house. Oh, and there's that one time I thought that house has 3 bathrooms, but I lied. It has 4 bathrooms. And the master bed was huge. And then when I used to walk with one of them, like walk the dog or some, I used to be afraid of dogs as a kid in Forest Highlands. But I'm used to dogs anyway, but I get really confused about dogs, how one of them like get aggressive, and some of them are like kind dogs, or like how most of the dogs are like social or somewhat. Like one of us must have thought that he had some kind of clot in him or something, but probably was, probably wasn't, I don't know. And he's been on a cruise a bunch of times, and oh yeah, back in 2015, when I was 15, not too long ago, he went to Vietnam, and then oh yeah, so when my brother and I were kids, they used to live at some houses off of Camelback and through the gate, and then they moved to the one close to that for like, I don't know, like 9+ years or so, and then they moved to the different one off of 32nd Street. But I'm not gonna tell the streets though. And then the rest of his life he lived off of Lincoln, and that's all, and that's quite all. And Anything else I remember about him? Oh yeah, all I knew is that he liked bigger cars. And I would imagine liking bigger cars to cruise all the friends around and stuff like that, like a minivan or anything like that. But I don't know, I guess that's all I had to say about him. And he was a great grandpa, and he was a good help to us. And thanks for watching, guys, and rest in peace, Grandpa Ray, and see you guys next time.